7th graders, this is to help you with question 8 on CR 29. It says, find the area of a circle whose circumference is 12 inches. Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. I hate the fact that they want me to use 3.14 for pi, so I'm not going to round until the last step because I'm going to tell you on the state assessment. So if that's what your CR says, do what your CR says. But on the state assessment, they're not going to tell you that. I believe they want you to keep answers in terms of pi, or if they want you to round, you round in the very last step, from my recollection of what the state expects. So, first of all, this question is a little bit easier than question 7. It's a little more direct. Find the area of a circle whose circumference is 12 inches. So first of all, the circumference is 2 times pi times r. And the reason I'm using this formula instead of the circumference is the circumference is pi times diameter is because to find the area of a circle, I need that radius, because the formula for the area of a circle is pi times r to the 2nd power, pi r squared. Okay. So they tell me my circumference is 12 inches, so I know in place of C, I'll put 12 inches. So I have 12 is equal to 2 times pi times my radius. Now I could right now divide both sides by 2 pi, but for some reason some of my students are uncomfortable with that. So to get r by itself, I undo this multiplication first. I divide both sides by 2, and I have no idea why some of my students are more comfortable doing that division first. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 is equal to pi times r. Now I'm going to divide both sides by pi, and I'm going to get a decimal value for the radius, but it's going to have lots of digits because pi actually goes on and on forever. So if I do 6 divided by pi on my calculator, I get this number. And pi is a number around 3, so I know, a nice approximation is 3.14. But it's around 3, so 6 divided by 3. I know my final answer here will be somewhere around 2 if I'm estimating, just to be sure that my calculations are correct. So it's 1.909859317 inches. So now for my area, I'm going to do pi times this crazy number, this 1.909859317, and I'm going to square that. So on my calculator, I'll use my squared button. So I'll take that number and I'll square it. And I'm not pressing clear on my calculator, so it just makes the calculations a little bit easier. So the area will be pi times this crazy number, 3.647562611. Now I'm going to multiply, again, not pressing clear on my calculator, I'm just going to multiply that number by pi, and I get this approximation. These are actually approximations. So this approximation for my area is 11.4591559 inches squared, square inches. So if not, now I'm going to round to the nearest hundredth. That 9 is going to force that up to a 6, so 11.46. And again, I didn't use those directions, but if your CR tells you to use 3.14 for pi, go for it. Use that value for pi. I chose not to, and I rounded in my very last step. Because on the state test, this is the work they will need to see. It seems crazy, but you have to leave all those digits written out if you're going to use, they want you to round in your last step. All right, I hope that helps.